intent of Russia is not to attack us. The intent of Russia is to start a discussion in our nations to say, okay, so we give a lot of these weapons to Ukraine, and now there is this threat, and now we have to stop giving away weapons to Ukraine because we need them at home. That's what Russia is after. And we shouldn't allow them that success. We should continue to support Ukraine, and we have to continue to understand what they're doing. And again, we have to continue to make sure we detect it, that we assess what is happening, and if it's not a threat, we can leave it flying around, or we shoot it down. So every time we will have to do something, but what we do is it depends on the situation and on the nation, because there's different rules, legal rules, for example, in different nations. And therefore, but this is not necessarily how the Russians will attack us. This is for another reason that they are doing this. Russia is seen as the threat to NATO, together with the international terrorist groups. That's the decision that was taken in 2022 in Madrid, in the Madrid summit. So all the military plans are focused on deterring Russia and, if necessary, defend against Russia. So Russia is the biggest threat to the alliance. That's what we agreed. The plans are made to deter and defend against them. But that doesn't mean it will happen tomorrow. So we will have to be vigilant. We will have to watch the Russians. We will have to see what they're doing. We will have to see what happens in Ukraine to learn the right lessons from that war, because NATO will not necessarily fight the Russians the same way as the Ukrainians have to, because the Ukrainians have different weapon systems and different category weapons than NATO has. So in that sense, there is lessons to be learned, for sure, and the drones are one, but the way NATO will respond to the drones is not necessarily only by trying to shoot down the drones when they are in our territory, but if the Russians really start a war with NATO, and there is Article 5, then the first thing we probably will do is destroy the factory where the drones are being made, because that is the best solution, instead of trying to shoot down every drone that is coming your way. So there's more solutions than just shooting down a drone if there is a war between Russia and NATO. Well, a military attack requires that there is a threat to, in terms of the destruction of infrastructure with missiles or tanks, or that's one. Crossing the border with military force, of course, with troops, is something that will be something that is very important in that assessment. But in terms of hybrid, we have decided as an alliance that hybrid attacks can be the start of an Article 5. So the policy is that it is possible to actually agree together that the amount of disruption as a result of hybrid attacks is such that we see this as an Article 5 situation. That is possible.